What's up, you guys? This is Jayden Young back with another video, and in this video today I wanted to discuss why love is motivation. For me, growing up in my life, I was a pretty decently smart person. I'm not gonna say I'm one of the smartest people or anything like that, because I'm definitely not. But growing up, for me, my life was very different in a way of that I was a really big thinker, and I could think about certain things and literally kind of create it in a reality. And when I mean in a reality was like my world, the way that I think and process things, it is connected through the ideas and the knowledge I have. It's not really based on actually going out and gaining more experience through taking the action on certain things, which was a downfall. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that sometimes I could be very disconnected from reality. And I still had goals. I still had things like especially not too long ago, of course, when I started doing YouTube and uploading videos like these on this channel. I still had things I was working on my life, but I was still really disconnected from reality and just the little things. I was very comfortable at the time, especially in my life. And I'm talking really more so now about before I was in a relationship now. I was very comfortable where I was in my life. I was working a job that I was very comfortable with. I was, getting a good schedule. I wasn't getting a lot of money at this job, but I was making some, and I already mastered basically my craft working at this job. And also, I have my YouTube channel still. I was still uploading videos on here every week and on my other channel as well. And I was getting, still working out, still doing everything in my life. But I still wanted to improve and make things better in my life. And, at the time, I was still very afraid of taking those risks and facing fears of really taking that action on the things I knew I needed to do to improve my life. For my entire life, I had people really help me do things for me, but I had to start stepping out of my own box, started doing those things for my own self in my life now, especially, being, grown. I'm 19 years old, so, you can't be a baby in your life forever. You gotta eventually be like, hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do and step up and really know what you want out of life. And to fast forward all this now, being, transitioning into the relationship phase now in my life, I understood, at the time that, women, they're very attracted to men with integrity, a man that, is gonna say what he's going to do and he's actually going to do that. And at the time, this is a trait that I was still trying to learn to acquire. And listen, I think through the journey of being in this relationship now, especially as the things have progressed, I feel like, in men's, it's their biological programming to want to protect and provide for their offspring and to care for them, with the resources you have, the job. It could be, of course, your behavior as well plays in a huge factor in all those things. But in my life, I knew the direction I was going. I knew my purpose. I knew what I wanted out of life. But at times still, I was very complacent and just comfortable with my circumstances. I was still using the same video editing software for years. I wasn't really changing with my life. I was working out still every day, of course, and that's something I would continue to do, but everything was pretty much the same. I wasn't really pushing beyond my edge as a man, and I wasn't really growing. I was growing inside, but on the outside, my life wasn't really getting any better. So once I entered this relationship, I knew that I had to become a man more of my word. And that's something that I've continued to grow and grow with. And because of that love that I had for this person, this love, this amazing attraction, I felt the need especially to want to better myself, but not necessarily for the sake of just love, but for myself. Because I knew that this is a problem for me, that I could never step out of my comfort zone. I was always so comfortable, so eager to just live life the way I wanted to, but I knew that I had to do things that made me uncomfortable. And at the time I would say, hey, talk to my girl and say, hey, I wanted to get another job. That's something I really want to do. And, you can always talk about it, but it's about what you do. And as time went on, I eventually did get another job. I eventually started to do more things action-wise, because at the time of my life, I would always say things, but I never did them. But I kept talking to her about all these things I wanted to do and better with my life, and I started to do those things. In the past, I would have run away from going out and trying to accomplish any of these goals. But because of the power of love and the power that I believe it holds, when you have a strong connection with somebody and you see a future with somebody, you're going to want to invest and to improve in your life. And that's exactly what I had to do at the time. I had to really understand that, man, this is something I knew I want. And if you know you want something out of life, work your ass off to know that that's what you're going to get. And that's exactly what I had to do. Instead of, before I even met her, if I didn't even meet her, I probably would still be in the same situation where I was not comfortable. I was just comfortable with my life and the circumstances I was in. I probably would have still been doing the same things. But with the power of love and the power of just people coming into your life, it doesn't matter. It could be love. It could be anything. But something that can motivate you to finally say, hey, it's time to step up. It's time to level up. You got to make these big decisions for yourself, man, because in my life, I had to understand, man, like, I could just be very complacent and just live an average, mediocre life, but I knew the goals. I knew the things that I wanted to accomplish. So in order for me to even accomplish those things, in order for you to even accomplish your goals, man, you have to 100% step out of your comfort zone. And eventually, yes, I said before, I got another job, and I got a way better job. And I started using a better editing software. I started doing the things I said I was going to do in my life. I had to really learn to know what it's like to truly become a man. And that is a man who is going to do what he said he is going to do. Nobody likes a phony. Nobody likes a hypocrite. Nobody likes people who is going to say something and they don't do it at the end. So if my advice to you, especially as a man, do what you intend to do. Don't hold back from the things. Just do it. Me, I would always think of all these things and read all this information and gain so much knowledge on it, but I never did anything about it. So that's what you need to do, man. Don't sit there and just do nothing with your life. Do something with it. Make something of it. And when you finally start to take that action on those things you want, man, on the other side that is waiting for you is confidence.